Now, what is holiness? What is holiness? You see, when we hear the term holiness, the temptation is to think about that person who doesn't get drunk. We say, "Woo, that guy is so holy. I've never seen him drunk." Or we say, "Wow, these guys are in a relationship. They are not engaging in premarital sex, and therefore they are holy." Hello, am I talking to you this morning? We say, "Wow, this guy is so faithful. He comes to church every single Sunday. Whenever there is a meeting, they are in church, and therefore they are holy." When we talk about holiness, we say, "Wow, this guy doesn't swear. I haven't heard him using the F word, and therefore he is holy." And because of that, we have basically downgraded holiness to mere morality. So we say holiness is equivalent to being morally upright. Now, if that understanding is true, then a lot of pagans are holy. Do you hear me this morning? A lot of pagans are holy because there are some very, very good non-believers. They don't swear. They don't get drunk. They don't do all this stuff. They are really good people. But that doesn't make them holy. So if we equate holiness to do's and don'ts, we are missing something. Because that is what believers are saying today. That is why the issue of holiness is not popular in the house of God. Because you say, "Ooh, Pastor, you're now telling me not to do 1, 2, 3 things." When we equate holiness to do's and don'ts, we are getting closer to legalism and very close to the law. And there is nobody who can achieve holiness by following the law. What is holiness today? What is holiness that God is saying, without it you can't see me. Without it you can't experience it. I want you to know there's a Hebrew word called hagios. Hagios or kodesh. Kodesh, hagios, these are Hebrew words or Greek words. In them, they have a connotation of moral uprightness. Yes, the major theme under hagios is set apart, separated for God. That is what holiness is about. Glory be to God. That is what kadosh is all about. It says, are you set apart for God? Are you sanctified for God? Are you holified for God? So when we talk about holiness, I'm talking about relationship, not so much do's and don'ts. So your holiness is really driven by your relationship with Jesus. In the absence of walking with Jesus, we cannot attain holiness. Glory be to God. Let me say this to you this morning, that our desire to shun evil, our desire to shun immorality is a byproduct of our relationship with God. My desire to move away from stuff that doesn't please God is not the issue here. The issue is my desire to get closer to God. So the deeper I want to go with Jesus, the more I ask myself, does this really please God?